right, let's see, friends. How's that frame? Can we see the things? We can see the mat. It's a little bit dark in here, huh? I don't know if this helps. It kind of washes everything out a little bit. Oh. I don't know. We'll see as the sun sets a little bit more. Hi. Hello, friends. Good evening. If you're watching this after the live stream, go ahead and skip ahead about 10 minutes. I'm just getting the live stream going. Yeah, so I'm just going to be kind of hanging out with you until the time gets closer. If anyone's watching now, I did post a playlist in my Instagram story, so if you want some tunes for practice, go check that out. You can find me at the.anna.mc. Peep it. Yeah, tune it up on something. I'm just going to chill here with you. I'm pulling up our YouTube on this laptop here. So if you are here on YouTube with me and you want to chat, just throw something into the live chat and I'll say hello to you. Because I want to know how all my friends are. I miss y'all. So alone. Alright. I'm going to mute myself because it's real weird hearing yourself talk. There we go. Alright, my hair looks crazy today. Alright, let me drop a little message in the chat for you friends. Let's see. Okay, got this going on the laptop. Alright, still got another minute before I gotta update the website. Hi. Oh, friends. I keep thinking it's Sunday, but it is indeed Monday. Days of the week have no meaning anymore. Hence the title of the playlist I posted for you tonight. BSY. What day is it? Who even knows? I don't know. Alright. Cool. I'm lagging on my computer. Am I lagging on the thingy? Hi, friends. I see someone just joined in. I'm going to update our website real quick. If you're watching with me on YouTube, hi. Feel free to drop me a line in the little live chat thing. I would love to hear from y'all. I really miss seeing folks. Knowing who's in the room with me is really nice. I like knowing kind of who's here. So if you want to chat with me before class gets started, please do. Cool, website's good. Yeah, we've got about 5 minutes until we get going, so hang out with me, throw me a line. If you want some jams for practice, like I said, I posted a playlist in my Instagram story. Hit that shit up. Am I allowed to say shit on YouTube? I don't know. Hi. Yeah, YouTube friends, drop me some lines. Jill, hi Jill, how are you? I'm glad you're here. Right? It's a nice reminder. It's also super comfortable. I'm really glad you're here tonight, Jill. Yay. Um, Jill, I posted a playlist on my IG story, so if you want some music, go ahead and hit that bad boy up. Hi Nicole. Hello. Sorry, couldn't figure out the sound, of course. I don't know what that means, but do you have a question about the sound? About the music? Um, I'm good. I got my hair done today. Hell yeah, girl. I'm about to do my roots at home myself. Don't tell my stylist. He's going to be real upset. But I'm glad that you are feeling fresh because there's nothing quite like it. I don't know if y'all have noticed my lovely quarantine rat tail that I'm growing. You're welcome, world. That's happening. So, uh, yeah. I don't know, y'all. Okay, judge me or not, I really don't care. I have you ever spent all day watching Degrassi with your roommates for like 8 hours on end? Because that's what I did today. And you know what? I don't feel bad about it because sometimes that's what you need to do. You know, sometimes you need a whole day of just watching Canadian teen television. So that's where I'm at. We're gonna have a super chill, super chill practice tonight. It might be an hour, it might not. To be honest, I don't really know what's gonna happen. I made a little, you know, what's it called, lesson plan, but it's pretty short. But I talk a lot, as you know. So, yeah, Nicole, haven't seen Degrassi, but did watch a documentary show about chickens. Girl, do you know that I have chickens? Have you seen my chickens? Nicole, if you don't already follow me on Instagram and you like chickens, you should because I like to post about mine in my story. We just got a Polish hen that we adopted because someone found her and no one claimed her, and so we took her in, and she's crazy looking, and I like her. Um, so that's fun if you're into chickens. It's been really, really fun. Gotta follow you, yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Some of our neighbors got some baby chicks. Luckily, ours are more mature, but our neighbors lost all their baby chicks this week. We think coyotes got them. So that sucks a lot. It was really sad. But yeah, it's really great having chickens. It's nice. They're fun. They crack me up. I just like sit on the back porch and like yell at them. My girlfriend calls me Farmer Anna, yelling at my chickens, and the squirrel who keeps getting to the chicken feed, by the way. Um, so it's been a fun thing to do in quarantine, hanging out with my chickies. Cool. So yeah, we're getting started in about 2 minutes, y'all. If anyone's just joining, hello, I'm Anna MC. I'm guiding you through a very chill practice. Um, there's a playlist on my Instagram story if you want music. If you don't, that's cool too, but it's there for you if that's something that you want. Um, Sometimes you just have to queue it up on a different device. Also, I just learned that I can, on Zoom, which I do a Zoom class once a week. If you're interested, send me a message. On Zoom, I can play like a playlist Spotify, like for everyone and still have my microphone going and stuff. I had no idea. So that's a cool thing I learned. Um, I don't know if y'all knew that, but I'm like, that is a game changer. It's happening. Uh, cool. Yeah, we're starting in about a minute. Chill yoga practice. If you're able to, if you have the resources and the desire, please consider donating for practice. If you're watching on YouTube, you can find that link at blackswanyoga.com/live. There's this handy little button that says donate here. What do you know? Um, with the help of viewers like you, you can support yoga teachers like me. Cool. I think that's all I really got. It's, oh God, it's dark as shit in here. It's Monday. I think it's Monday. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna hit down dog once today. I don't normally do down dog if you've done this class with me before. Josh is here. Oh, hi Josh. Y'all, Josh. Josh is flowing from California. He's one of my best friends and favorite people on the planet. I love you, Josh, and tell Abe I love him too. We're gonna do this every time now. We're gonna do this little YouTube chat every time I sign on. I'm flowing again here tomorrow at 12, which will be a regular flow class, by the way, because tonight we ain't really flowing. We're just kind of doing some nice stretching. Like I said, we are going to hit down dog like once today. Don't normally do it in this class, but also told you I sat on my couch and watched Degrassi all day, so I need to move just a little bit more than we normally do. It is 8:30, so we're gonna get started, friends. I'm gonna start in a child's pose tonight. Wide-legged child's pose for myself, but I want you to find whatever variation of that feels good. Oh, you can see my peacock feathers in this frame today. I'm gonna leave them, I kinda like it. Yeah, if child's pose isn't sustainable for your body to be in for a few minutes, I want you to keep that in mind because we will be in our starting position for a few minutes. So if that's not sustainable, consider like a meditative seat or even a position on your back, just something that's going to allow you to start to relax, but is also going to be comfortable for you to be in. So let's get settled in. I'm going to take my knees like extra wide because I want to get into my hips a little bit. So I've got big toes touching, knees about mat distance, but you do you, boo-boos. All right, and then we're going to wipe all the dirt off of our mats, and then we're going to settle in. So take a moment, wiggle it around, get cozy. If you are starting in child's pose, just take a second to kind of nestle your rib cage on or between your thighs. You can always slide a block or a book or a pillow underneath your butt or your forehead here. Find a comfortable extension of your arms, whatever the hell that looks like for you. And if you have not already, wherever you're starting your practice, just close your eyes. Allow yourself to sink in. Allow yourself to be still. And let's begin our practice this evening by arriving here together, even though we may be far apart, with a collective cleansing breath. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And a big open mouth release. Good. And from here, maintain a focus on the breath. Begin to notice the spaces that it fills. Notice how that affects the body. Perhaps you can feel your rib cage and belly expanding and contracting against your thighs. And what else are you feeling physically? Drop in, check in. Make a conscious effort here to release any unnecessary tension. Perhaps you start small with the space between the eyebrows. You can even give the forehead a little rock left and right to massage the third eye center. From there, unclench your jaw. Relax your neck, your shoulders. Maybe notice your chest grows a little heavier. What happens if you relax your thighs? If you concentrate your breath down into the pelvis and the low back. Good. Take a deep breath in here. A big breath out. Now friends, before we get going this evening, if you want to set an intention for practice, now's a really great time to do that. And just remember that an intention can be anything. It can be physical, it can be spiritual or emotional. So if there is anything that you feel called to focus on during this practice, just invite that thing in now. Good. Take a deep breath in. And out. Beautiful. All right, let's get moving, friends. Oh, yeah. Begin to pull yourself forward to a tabletop, however you get there. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And simply start with a little bit of organic movement, right? We were in a static hold for a few minutes. So move around. get the blood flowing. I'm going to take a little rock forward and backward to get myself started. But whatever you need to do right now, there's no right or wrong thing, right? Remember that everything you ever do on your yoga mat is just something that someone fucking made up at some point. Sorry for using the F word only because I'm on YouTube and I don't know if I'm allowed to. I'm not really sorry. Um, it's something someone made up. So just make stuff up. Do what feels good in your body, because everything just comes from our imagination at the end of the day, right? Or some old dude. A few breaths. This is what happens, I think, when I don't actually do anything all day, is I'm just like gonna ramble and rant at you all night. And then let's start with some cat-cows together. So start to come to your neutral table. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Make sure you're spreading wide and rooting through the tips of your fingers. And as always, you find that slight upward engagement of the navel. From here, soften the elbows slightly. On the inhale, begin to drop the belly as you lift your gaze and tailbone up. Pause in this cow pose. Can you allow the muscles in your belly to soften, right? We have this obsession with like sucking in our gut. Let it all hang out. You're in the comfort of your home. Allow those muscles to relax. Take a big inhale. On the exhale, leave the pelvis. Draw the navel up and in. Round up your spine, chin tucks as you press the ground away. Cat pose. Ooh, hey, shoulders. Oh, that feels good today. Inhale, belly drops. Gaze and tailbone lift up. And exhale, round it out. Cycle through this a few times. Really take your time with your breath. Notice exactly where you're feeling this today, right? Any variations you need to take, this is your time, right? You showed up for yourself. You know what you need. And we're going to take some circles here today. So I did this with y'all last week, at least once or twice. If you weren't with me, it's not that hard, all right? Stay with me. It might feel weird, though, if you've never done it before, so just know that, right? It's totally normal. So with the same idea of that cat-cow, right? Start in your cow pose. Drop your belly, lift your gaze and tailbone. Then just kind of tilt your head over to the left, like you're a confused puppy. You're like, what? So we're going to tilt the head over to the left, and we're going to tilt the booty over to the left as well, right? And then we're going to come up through center to that cow. And then we're still confused, so we're going to tilt to the right. What? And then, as we come through center, we're going to press and hollow into cat. And then that'll just become more fluid. Belly drops to the left, through center, to the right, and then we round as we come in. Finding these circles to the left first. Still using that same breath. Inhaling to drop the belly. Exhaling to press the ground away. Trust me, if you've never done this before, it's going to feel a little bit weird. Change directions. So just lean in. I like to close my eyes whenever I do things that kind of make me like feel a little bit uncomfortable. So maybe you just close your eyes and drop into this perhaps unfamiliar type of movement, right? And finish out those circles. Good. And from here, let's do this. We're getting to the shoulders. So we're just going to shift over to the right a little bit. So now my shoulders are not directly over my wrists, they're over to my right. And then from there, I'm going to come back to the right, right? Then I'm going to come over to the left, forward to the left. So I'm still off center, skewed to the left. And then forward, and we're going to turn that into a big fluid motion. So I'm coming over to the right, back and around. Then we're going to pull ourselves forward to the left and around. So just a new way of making a circle in the body. Ooh, maybe this week we'll move in circles. Gotta change directions. So again, these are just little ways you can kind of start finding explorations on your mat. These are movements I enjoy taking because they feel good to me. All just stuff that people made up. Let's do a little wrist stretch. Come to center. Turn your fingers back towards your body, palms facing down. And then from there, a little shift forward and backward. Maybe you take a cat-cow. You see what that feels like with this new hand position. Maybe you're like, oh, I hate this. That's fun. Don't do it. Do something else. Let's add like a bulldog. Turn your fingers to face in toward each other now. Palms are flat on the ground. And again, a little shift forward and back. Maybe take a little shift side to side. Maybe you take a cat-cow. Now we're going to turn the fingers out toward the edges of the mat. And same thing. Forward, backward. Side to side. How's that feel? Okay. Cat-cow. What happens when I change small variables in my body? Final little wrist stretch. We're going to place the palms face up now. Fingertips facing in toward the thighs. Getting, into the forearms a little bit. Yeah, be gentle here. Little shift forward, backward. This is the one I feel like the most. I'm like, ooh. Wiggle the fingers. What's it like if you do a cat-cow here? Kind of weird. All right. Beautiful. And come back to neutral. Like I said, I want to hit a little bit of a down dog today because I haven't really moved much today. If you're not vibing with down dog right now, I want you to continue to play in your tabletop, working with some hip circles, which is what we're going to do in down dog. So if you don't want to vibe on down dog, hang out on your tabletop and just play with hip openers. Otherwise, send your hips up and back and take a couple beats. I know I need this little movement. Sat on the couch all damn day. So anything you need to do here, pedaling out, stretching into the calves. Maybe you bend your knees, you let your hips windshield wiper left and right. If you did choose to stay in that tabletop, I would invite a calf stretch in here as well. Just stepping one foot to the back of the mat, pressing the heel backwards, shifting around, right? You can take that half tabletop that we've worked with before. Now from wherever you are, whether you're in a down dog or tabletop, we're going to start to work just into hip opener. So on an inhale, we're going to lift that right leg up. Then we're going to open the hip. If you are in your tabletop, just take some circles to begin. So here we're drawing the heel toward the butt. We're pressing through the right hand to square the heart. And then we're going to invite big, juicy circles into that right hip. Really kind of overly dramatic movements. Make sure you change directions. Good. And then plant that foot back down. And we'll do it on the left side. Left leg goes up on the inhale. And we open that puppy up, pressing through the left hand to keep a square heart, inviting those big circles in. Notice if you felt this on one side a little more than the other. Again, we're not going to hit down dog a bunch. We're not doing any flows. But I want to get a little bit of blood moving around here. Beautiful. And come back to down dog. Breath in, and then let it out. From here, on an inhale, let's just tiptoe to the top of the mat. Make it easy. Bend your knees as much as you need to. We're going to find a rag doll. I like my feet about hip distance apart here. Generously bending the knees, rib cage folding onto the thighs. Maybe you grab elbows this evening. Maybe not. A little bit of play. What do you need to do here? Up and down, flutter out, shake the head maybe. It's like you're getting ready for bed right now, right? What do you need to decompress? What do you need to start to relax, to release any shit you're carrying from the day? And find stillness here in this ragdoll pose. Release your fingertips down. Begin to bend further into the knees. So we're going to start to just kind of drive the knees toward the toes, keeping them bent slowly on an inhale. Begin to roll up to standing. Head is the last thing to arrive. Good. When it does, shoulders come up and down. Let's do that 3 times. Big shoulder shrug. Up, down, and back. Up, down, and back. One more this direction. And then change directions. Take them back, up, forward, and down. Make sure the knees are still softly bent. Avoid locking out. Take one shoulder forward, one shoulder backward. Change directions, get funky with it. Good, and both shoulders up and down. The back, just shake out the arms. Good. All right, friends. On in. All right. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna get funky here. So the same way we kind of just ragdolled up, we're gonna do that back down. Let's start by tucking the chin toward the chest. So like, I want to see like your biggest double chin here. All right, really unflattering. We're gonna take that chin down, tucking it. Then let the crown of the head be the thing that starts to draw you toward the earth. Shoulders are gonna start to round. The knees are bent a lot. The fingers are just hanging. The head is what's taking us down. Our knees are bent. Fingertips kind of curl as you relax down. When you arrive at this deepest bend with your knees very bent, take one breath in, one breath out. Good. Then on the inhale, begin to drive the knees toward the toes, bending further, just as slowly as you came down, vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to roll back up. The chin is still dropped. The head is still hanging. It is the last thing to arrive. We find that beautiful double chin. And then there we are. We're going to do this 2 more times. Chin goes toward the chest. The head begins to hang heavier. The knees soften. The shoulders start to round. Our fingertips are just dangling down, letting gravity do its damn job. Keep breathing here as we slowly curl, curl, curl down. Take one breath in. One breath out. Good. Last time. Knees drive toward the toes. The belly starts to engage as we roll up. Everything is still heavy because gravity is still wanting to pull us down. Not today, gravity. Good. One last time. Chin begins to drop. Head begins to grow heavier. Shoulders round. Fingers hanging heavy. The weight of our big domes is taking us all the way down, down, down. Hold here, big breath in. Big breath out. Beautiful. Now in this forward bend, we're just going to take a little pedal out. So I'm going to keep that left knee bent a lot and slowly straighten the right knee. I'm still allowing my torso to fold. Some days I like a little halfway lift here. Whatever your flavor is tonight. Then we're going to bend both knees and inhale to slowly straighten the left knee. Notice if you feel this a little more on one side than the other. And then keep that pedal out nice and slow. Both knees bend on the exhale. The inhale straightens. Both knees bend on the exhale. And you can always invite a little twist in here if that's calling to you. I'm just craving a little bit of a stretch along the IT bands and the hamstrings. Couple breaths here. Now let's find a gorilla pose. So we're going to bend the knees again a lot. I've got mine about inner hip distance apart. That means my fists are fitting flush side by side between the arches of my feet. I'm going to bend my knees as much as I need to. And just like in that tabletop earlier, we're going to take the backs of our hands to the mat so that our fingertips are facing back toward our heels and our palms are facing upward. Then I'm going to lift my toes off the mat and I'm going to slide my hands underneath my feet. So I'm physically stepping on my palms. Again, knees are super bent. From there, I'm going to let the head hang. I'm going to just draw my navel upward slightly to straighten my legs just a little bit. And then I'm going to use my forearms to draw my chest closer toward my thighs. And then I'm going to make sure that my shoulders aren't up at my ears and they're still kind of sliding down my back. So there's a little bit of engagement there. Breathe here. Maybe it's a yes or no with the head. I'm kind of a goblin and I like to massage my hands with my feet. Teach someone, what pose is this? What is she doing? I don't know which pose you're talking about because I don't see whenever you sent that. So I'm sorry, Peach Pie, or Peach Pixie? I'm not sure. All right. So right now we're in gorilla pose, but I don't know whenever you send that message, I'm sorry. From here, good. We're just gonna release one hand at a time and inhale to find a long flat back, halfway lift, navel in, shoulders sliding down the back. From here, let's plant our hands, step back to a plank, and then we're just gonna lower all the way down to our bellies. I'm gonna come to my knees first. Good. From your belly, do a little bit of back bends. Elbows wrapping back into the rib cage, toes untucked. And let's inhale to hit a baby cobra. Firm up the thighs as you peel your heart up. Again, elbows are squeezing back. No weight in the hands. Just a couple breaths here. And exhale to release down. Now take your elbows underneath your shoulders, forearms making an 11 in front of you. Elbows are still hugged into the ribs, right? Think like you're prepping for a forearm plank or a forearm stand. We're spreading through the fingers. Then we're going to press through the forearms to lift the chest. The shoulders slide down the back. Nice and gentle Sphinx pose. Beautiful. Keep pressing through the forearms and the palms. And exhale to release that down. Take your hands under your chest and we'll just press up to a tabletop. Cool. Working into the hips a little bit today. From tabletop, we're going to hit a lizard on our right side. I know, right? It's not my favorite either, but we're going to do it. So I'm going to keep my left knee down and I'm just going to slide my right foot to the outside of my right hand. Knee over ankle, big toe forward. And if that's a little bit too much or doesn't feel quite comfortable, try scooting your left knee a little further back to lengthen out your stance. So we're going to hold here in lizard pose. Take whatever variation you need, okay? The idea though is to just bring some intention into what you're doing. If this is super accessible for you, try taking your forearms to the mat if you want to go a little bit deeper. If you try going to the mat on your forearms, but you're not quite there yet, but this just isn't enough, right? Put something underneath you. Grab a big book or a block if you have it, and find that middle ground, right? And if you're like, this is actually like the worst hell I've ever been in, you're not alone. Stay on your hands, focus on low belly breaths. Unclench your jaw, relax your neck. If you've ever taken JJ Pepper's class, he always teaches like lizard, cat, cows here. So maybe you explore that cat, cow spine in your lizard pose. I'm going to choose a little variation where I very much on purpose open up that knee, allowing sole of the foot to lift off the ground. Similar to Skandasana or goddess squat, the goal is to keep the knee and toe pointing the same direction, right? If my knee is dropping out but the sole of my foot is still planted, it puts a lot of strain. But if I allow the sole of the foot to open up, then it's going to just change the stretch. So again, just being aware of what we're doing it and doing it with mindfulness. Stay wherever you are for a full breath cycle. If you are on your forearms, begin to walk up to your hands. We're going to plant the ball of the foot back, right? And then I'm going to start to very carefully slide that back. Pressing back to a very quick child's pose. And pull yourself forward and switch sides. Take your time. Maybe you take a couple breaths in that child's pose. Maybe you take a cat-cow between. I'm just going to take us on the left side. So I'm going to slide that left foot forward, knee over ankle. And then I like to wiggle that right foot a little further back to create some more space. Remember that our bodies, they're not always equal, right? This side could be a lot different, could be a lot tighter or a lot looser. So just take what you need. Knee over ankle, we're still grounded through the ball mound of the foot for now, finding that intention here, finding the integrity of the shape. Maybe you stay on your hands, maybe you try walking down to your forearms. Wherever you are, you're definitely concentrating on slow, steady breaths. I used to curse my teacher's names when we did lizard pose. So I really want you to know that if you don't love this shape, you're definitely not alone. It took me a really long time to integrate this into my body. So I understand if this is a frustrating place for you to be. And I would just encourage you to breathe through it and to ask yourself if you're feeling upset, if it's really worth being upset over, or if you can just show up for your body with a little more love. Be a little nicer to yourself. It's just yoga. It's not a big deal, all right? Our ability to make weird shapes with our body does not define our worth. So just be where you're at and be a little bit nicer to you because you're doing it. You showed up for you. I'm going to go ahead and butterfly that knee open, allowing the sole of my foot to come up. Maybe you take this variation, maybe you don't. And again, it's just about the knee and the big toe consciously going the same direction to help protect our joints. Stay wherever you are, full breath. You're on your forearms, slowly come up to your hands, reground the ball of your foot. Again, I'm just going to kind of wiggle it back. I'm going to press back to a brief child's pose. Really activate through the arms in this child's pose this time, pressing through your palms, allowing the elbows to lift. Finding a little bit of stretch along the back line of the body here. Good. And inhale, pull forward to a tabletop. Let's take one cat-cow. I think other than good morning stretch, cat-cow is my favorite thing. I'm going to turn around so that I'm facing the correct direction for this next little series we're going to do. Working into our half pigeon, again, just from a tabletop. I know we're used to coming to this from a down dog, but you can totally get there from tabletop. So I'm going to slide my right knee behind my right wrist, and then I'm going to turn it so that the shin parallels the top of the mat, and then I'm just going to slide that left leg back. And when I say parallel, I mean that with a big quotation mark, right? It's parallel-ish. I'm going to look over my left shoulder to make sure that my ankle, knee, and hip are forming a straight line. Then I'm going to square the pelvis forward. Start tall, start proud, puff the chest, big inhale. On the exhale, begin to walk forward. If you flowed with me, if you've flowed with me before, I think that's English, says the so-called writer. If we've practiced together before, you'll know that in half pigeon, I'll also offer you, say, a reclined figure 4 as an alternative, or even a double pigeon if that's what you're vibing with. So if this isn't your flavor tonight, find it. It's your practice. Do what you need to do. Wherever you are, what are we doing? We're breathing. Because guess what? We're here. We're alive. Showed up. As you sink into whatever hip opening shape you're in, just focus on that sweet breath. And with every exhale, ask yourself if there's something you can let go of. Whether that be physical tension or something more. Allow yourself to soften. close your eyes as you drop in here. Stay right here, full breath cycle. If you need to hang out here longer, hang out here longer. Otherwise, stay with me. Just start to walk up to your hands. And then begin to turn to look towards your left, right? We're going to take that hip to drop down so that both sit bones are on the ground, right? So I've got my left leg extended long, my right leg is bent, the sole of my right foot is inside my left thigh. Both booty bones on the ground, arms go up on the inhale. Turn to face your left foot, and on the exhale, reach for that foot. Excuse me. If you can't reach your foot, bend your knees so you can. And just allow yourself to fold on the exhale. Maybe you wiggle your toes here. Notice if you find yourself getting like distracted here. Notice a lot of people kind of like picking at themselves in class. Just let it be. Close your eyes even. Try not to fidget. Notice where you feel these sensations. Now from here, we're going to walk the left hand to the ball of the left foot. So I'm going to flip my thumb down toward the floor. Scoot over so y'all can see me. Thumb down toward the floor, gripping the arch of the foot. Then I'm going to press hand and foot into each other to spiral that rib cage and chest open. I'm going to reach my right arm overhead. So kind of like a dual action here of opening the side body. And then also stretching on the left side. Find your gaze wherever it feels good. Yeah, I think this is one of my favorite classes to teach. Whenever we were teaching in person, not virtual, I didn't have any chill classes on the schedule. But I really love teaching this, and I think that I'm gonna keep it. I want to keep it going for a while. Even once we go not just digital. All right, on the inhale, come up. Plant that right hand back behind you. Take your left arm up in the air. We're just gonna come into a quick stargazer. So I'm gonna come onto my right shin here, point the left toes, and then press the ground away, driving the hips up and reaching the left arm overhead. So reach that left arm back behind you. And then on the exhale, we're just gonna lower back down. From here, look to your left. We're coming to pigeon from here on our left side. So I'm gonna slide that foot, leg, I don't know, to start to parallel the top edge of the mat. Then I'm gonna spin onto my right shin, right? Boom. I'm gonna look over, I'm gonna check in, ankle, knee, hip, straight line, dope. Hips squaring forward, cool. Puff it up, get tall, get proud, big inhale. On the exhale, begin to surrender. Again, you can take a reclined figure four, you can take a double pigeon variation. Focus on the breath. Allow yourself to sink in. Maybe you close your eyes. Make an effort here to soften, to release. cycle. Let me inhale. Again, if you're ready, it's your time. Slowly start to walk back up. Begin to look to your right. We're going to drop onto that right hip. Boom, right toes flex up. Look at that, it's like magic. We're in a whole new place. Oof. After hip openers like that, I always get like a flood of like relaxation. Both sit bones down, foot inside the thigh, arms up, inhale, turn to face the right foot, and then reach for the sole of the foot. Again, you can keep that little bend in your knee, or you can bend it as much as you have to need to in order to reach your foot. Notice if you feel the need to fidget here, if you get distracted. So like if you send the breath into the right leg here. I know that sounds abstract, right? But think about it. Your leg connects into your hip, which connects where? Here, diaphragm, right? So maybe you can focus some breath into the right hip, and then you notice how that allows the muscles in the leg to start to relax. Maybe not. Like I'm not going to be one of those people that tells you to like breathe into your toes, but like you can definitely breathe into your thigh. And from here, we're going to take that right hand, we're going to flip that thumb down, gripping the ball mound, the inside of the foot, pressing hand and foot into each other to roll the right rib cage open, and then we're going to reach that left arm overhead on an inhale. And on your next breath in, come up, plant your left hand behind you, take that right arm up, coming onto the left shin, point through the right toes, and inhale to press the hips up, reaching your right arm back for your stargazer. And exhale, release down. Good. Next up, Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees wide, knuckle butterfly. Only draw your feet as far into your body as feels good, man. There's no need to push it, especially in a practice as gentle as this. I'm going to offer you a few options here. The first option is a completely passive version of this stretch, just working with your natural sort of mobility. So wherever you are, sit bones down, feet drawn in comfortably, palms face up. Don't put any weight into your hands. Don't press your elbows into anything. Just slide your arms forward and allow your torso to begin to fold to its natural range, right? From there, the breath focuses down to the low belly. And on the exhales, you might just notice that your body begins to grow heavier and you start to sink deeper. If you do want to work on building up some flexibility, if you don't find this pose super natural or easy for you, you can interlace your fingers around your toes and sort of assist yourself deeper by pressing your elbows into or around your legs. So again, that's going to be a more active stretch. So 2 options there. If you have another variation of this, go for it. Wherever you are, the breath is going into the pelvis. If I had $1 for every time I say the word pelvis, I'd be filthy rich. Stay here for a full breath cycle. Good. The inhale, use your hands to slowly walk yourself back up. Good. Take your knees together, give just a little bit of a squeeze. And then extend your legs long and wide. V for victory. Sit bones down. All right, this pose does not come naturally from my body, right? So I'm gonna take a more active version of this, kind of drawing myself deeper. But you still have the option to do exactly what we just did, which is just no weight, working with your natural mobility. Like I said, this is a pose I really have to actively work on. So what I like to do here, I stole this from JJ, except he says pushing a box, and I say we're giving someone a gift. So turn your palms to face in toward each other. Tall spine, strong core. Hold here for a big inhale. And on the exhale, you got this present for someone, but oh no, they're 6 feet away from you. Reach forward. Pause there. You didn't reach them, but you put a lot of thought into it, so you really want to give them this present. Inhale, long spine, strong core. Exhale, reach. Try to present it. You didn't quite reach them. Try one last time. Big inhale. Exhale, really reach forward. I put a lot of thought into it. I wrapped it really pretty, and I want you to have it. And from there, you're just going to take your hands down, and we're going to hold here for a few breaths. Again, bend the knees if you need to. While I have you here, focus on your breath. Maybe assist yourself grabbing your toes. I'm really excited, y'all. So this weekend, I did a workshop with Black Swan about like the business of virtual teaching, which like is something that I'm like, this is the world we live in. I don't really love social media. I'm not really good at it, but it was a really informative workshop, and it inspired me to start a new Instagram page of something that has been on my brain for literally years. It's one of the reasons I became a yoga teacher. So I started my Instagram page for Scumbag Yoga, which is my brand, very much my brand. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to start dropping some content on there this week. Hopefully, I just created a page, I think yesterday. So I'm pretty excited about that. If you're into it, check it out. Hoping to start, doing some stuff on there for you, or for me, for whoever. But it's been a dream cooking in my brain for a really long time. So hopefully I can figure it out and not, cringe at the social media aspect of it all. All right, friends, stay wherever you are. Full breath. Good. And then slowly start to walk yourself back up. Good. Very carefully, take those knees together. A little bit of a squeeze. We're going to take one more seated fold, and then we're going to take some supine twists and wrap things up. So let's do a seated fold with the legs together now. Sit bones down, toes flexing up. Arms up on the inhale. And on the exhale, reach for the toes. Again, can't reach them? Bend your knees. You can create a completely passive stretch here, just like we did before. You can find a more active stretch, using your breath to draw you deeper. Totally up to you. Stay here, full breath. On the inhale, very slowly roll up. On the exhale, gently come to lay down on your back. Take your knees to your chest, a little squeeze. Good. Let's keep that right knee drawn in, extend your left leg long. And release your fingers around your right shin, and just gently guide your right knee up towards your right armpit. Breathing here in this sort of wind relieving pose, right? from here, we're going to keep the left hand on the right shin. Take your right arm out to either a like T or a goalpost shape. Then use your left hand to guide your right knee to the outside of your left hip for a supine twist. Allow your right shoulder to stay grounded. You may need to adjust your left hip a little more underneath your body here, right? Maybe your back cracks. Try to focus the breath into the low belly here. And then notice what's on the other side of the low belly. It's the low back. What? I know. Right shoulder stays grounded. Stay right here, full breath. Good. On the inhale, gently come through center. Both knees in, little squeeze, maybe a little rock. Take your time, extend the right leg. Oof, hugging that left knee up toward the armpit. Take a few breaths here. Maybe circle up ankle. And then we're going to take that right hand, gripping the left shin. Extend your left arm long. And we're going to come into that supine twist, guiding the left knee to the outside of the right hip. Looking over the left shoulder. Allow the left shoulder to stay grounded. It does not matter how far your knee goes. Breath goes to the low back. Full breath cycle here. Inhale to gently draw through center. Both knees in, little squeeze. Let's take a happy baby before we close out tonight. Grip the soles of your feet. Feet flex to hands, knees to armpits. Rocking side to side. Maybe you play with extending your legs, pulling your toes overhead. If gripping the soles of your feet doesn't feel comfortable or natural, just grip the outsides of your shins and let the knees go wide, and then from there find some play, right? There's plenty of days where I take that instead of gripping the feet because it feels better on those days, right? And as you explore this final pose, maybe you flutter out your lips. Letting go of any residual tension. Anything you're still holding on to. And from your happy baby, whatever variation, draw your feet together. Draw your knees together. Take your forearms around your shins. Pull your forehead in to meet your knees. Give yourself a big tight squeeze. Show yourself a little bit of love, a little bit of gratitude for doing the damn thing. You showed up for you tonight. Take your biggest inhale of your day. And exhale, Shavasana, final rest. If you have the time, please don't skip this. It's so important. I'm going to hang out here with you for a couple minutes and then guide you out of this. If you're using that playlist I made, go to the last song. It's going to be dope. It's going to be great. Help get you ready for sleepy time. So as we settle in, get comfortable. Let everything just kind of drop wherever it may. Eyelids closed. Return to your natural breath. with every passing exhale, allow your muscles to relax. Allow your body to grow heavier. Just sink into your mat. Allow yourself to simply rest in stillness, knowing that I'll guide us out of this short. Yogis, I will always encourage you to take as much time as you need here in Shavasana. This period is really the most important part of our practice. So stay here as long as you need to. If you are ready to close out practice, I'm going to start to guide us out. If you're not, that's cool too. It's your time. If you're ready to seal out practice, just begin to draw your focus back in. Notice that sweet little rise and fall of your chest and belly. Invite some tiny wiggles into your fingers and toes. And just let that movement get a little bit bigger until it becomes circles of the wrists and ankles. Perhaps you let your head drop to the left and right. Be easy. And then here it comes, my favorite stretch. Good morning. Reach your arms overhead. On an inhale, pull fingers and toes away from each other. Lengthening out the spine. Maybe you keep your eyes closed here as you bend into your knees. Roll onto one side. Take your time. On an inhale, very gently begin to press up to a seat. Finding a nice tall spine here. Eyes closed. On an inhale, take your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart, chin to chest. I want to encourage you to take a moment here, perhaps simply to sit with this connection to your breath and body. Perhaps you choose to sit in meditation even after we sign off. Maybe you come back to that intention you set, or simply remind yourself why you showed up on your mat today, why you show up any day. Why do we choose yoga? Can we remind ourselves that it is more than a physical practice? Asana, the poses, it's just one very small part. But even in doing the physical, there are lessons to be learned. So what do you want to take with you tonight? Let's take one more breath together. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth release. Now, as always, friends, the light in me honors, acknowledges, and truly loves that same light in me. Namaste. Beautiful, y'all. Thanks so much for being here this evening. Again, my name's Anna MC. You can find me on IG at the.anna.mc or my new Scumbag Yoga page, hoping to start dropping content for you this week. Yeah, if you have any questions, please always feel free to reach out to me. Awesome. Glad I could serve you, Nicole. Thanks for being here. Yeah, always feel free to reach out to me. I'm here again tomorrow at 12 o'clock for a flow class, so that'll be more active. I'm here again Wednesday night for a power class. Yeah, if you're able to, please consider donating at blackswanyoga.com/live. Drink lots of water, stay hydrated, be well, friends. That's all I got for you. Namaste.